I joined Hydrogen really for the opportunity and the people. There is a huge global platform, and the legal team is so closely working together. It's just such a phenomenal operation and a real team feel.
To bring myself onto the next level as a recruiter, as well as find the right home for me long term with someone that shares my ambition and my views on process.
I think it was to be part of a project, something a really ambitious team who wants to keep expanding and wants to really improve themselves. I think also the opportunity to sort of interact with people on a daily basis and help change people's careers for the better.
I think one of the main things that sort of attracted me to Hydrogen was the various different people that I met. Everyone just seemed really lovely. They seemed to really promote a very collaborative culture, a very collegiate culture, and that seemed very attractive. And then I also think in terms of the flexibility that Hydrogen provides, that was quite appealing as well. It's very much a case where you sort of run your own time. It's a very mature approach in terms of just knowing that consultants will be able to manage their own desk effectively, and they'll just do that within their own sort of time frame. So there is a lot of flexibility there. So yeah, I'd say that's kind of the two key reasons as to why I joined Hydrogen.
So Hydrogen is a lot bigger than my previous company, certainly on the legal side. We had a teeny tiny legal team in my previous place, only really focused on London, predominantly on private practice, whereas Hydrogen has a huge global platform with a lot of different sectors to it. So clients can ask us, for in-house side, for the private practice side. If someone wants to move internationally, we can offer that, whether it is private practice or in-house.
Hydrogen's different to where I've worked before. I'd probably say mainly due to its size and international reach. No stone gets left unturned here at Hydrogen. The utilisation is fantastic, and our reach and breadth of the market is absolutely fantastic, with covering most continents now and in so many different areas. We really have such a broad market, such a broad reach to every gap in the market, really.
I think, sort of coming from sort of legal practice, just the reception and the friendly atmosphere has been a really big shock for me. It's been really, really nice. Sort of coming in, everyone wants to speak to you, everyone wants to have meetings, and they want you to feel as involved as possible. And that's something I've never really had with my previous place of work. And I think sort of collaboration's a really big thing again. The way that everyone wants to work together, they want to find the best candidates for each client. So it's been a really nice change.
I think the key difference to where I worked before is the fact that there is just so much flexibility in the way that you can work. I think the kind of new attitude of how things are going to be post-pandemic in terms of being able to work flexibly still, and still taking quite a mature approach to that, I think is very different perhaps to where I previously worked, where you could only really work from home if you needed a reason to, whereas with Hydrogen it's a lot more flexible in terms of just kind of being able to manage your own time, as long as you're of course delivering and getting the work done.
It's definitely the people at Hydrogen. I started in the middle of the pandemic, so remote working, and everyone at Hydrogen, regardless of whether they've been on my immediate team or another team, have been so welcoming, so contactable, and there is a real team spirit, which I appreciate does sound a bit cliche, but it's certainly not the case in every agency, and it's just everyone pulls together. The candidate flow between people is amazing, and people actually are incentivized to work together and help each other to make placements and offer the best service we can to both candidates and clients.
The best thing working at Hydrogen is the trust that is put into employees. And I think what really comes from that is one, flexibility, be that in working hours and in practice, but two, a genuine sense of belonging. And I think what has been shown is that people can have a better work-life balance and have a more positive view of work and a more enjoyable time, to be honest, with that trust. And it's really comes at a base level of, I trust the employees to know where they need to improve, how they need to improve, and to work as hard as they can. And I think that trust is there with every single person who comes into the business, and it really gives you a strong platform to be able to flourish, but to be able to do that in a positive and enjoyable way.
I think it's been the training for me. The opportunity where I've not been thrown in the deep end in my first sort of few weeks. I've had the opportunity to sort of do a lot of role plays, a lot of sort of training videos, and to the point where I feel really comfortable going into client calls and candidate calls. So the training definitely for me has been the big selling point so far.
I think the best thing about working at Hydrogen is the culture. I think everyone just seems very friendly, very supportive, very collaborative. It's a fun place to work. It's a flexible place to work. It's also very sociable. So just overall, in terms of the culture, it's just a great place to work and just full of lovely people, really.